Beautiful. Hello and welcome. We're going to give it a few minutes to see who comes on today. But thank you for being here. Get situated. See, there's enough space. So we have a lot going on today. Let's get some more. There we go. Some more lighting. Okay, good deal. I'll be kind of sideways at an angle so that you can kind of see how my body is moving, being cautious of that pull. All right. So typically the midday vinyasa is a time to stretch, really just a moment for awareness and break away from whatever it is you're dealing with, going through, working on, and showing yourself some love. So with vinyasa, it's a moving meditation through asana and breath, aligning those two. So there are different types of yoga. I spoke about this in another class where hatha, which is one of the more popular styles of yoga in the States, is about feeling the body. You rest longer in asanas and poses to feel the breath, really breathing in, breathing out, finding cleansing breaths, and holding in that same pose or asana for, let's say, an extended period of time. Versus vinyasa, there's different types and movements and there's different flows, but they typically all have in common the base poses to warm up. So sun salutation or moon salutation. And then there's kind of that moving with the breath. I just took a class recently where they talked about like envisioning or being with the breath for kind of a 4 and 4. So like you're inhaling into one part of a pose for 4 seconds, and you're exhaling or transitioning or getting deeper into a pose for 4 seconds. And that's a nice way to kind of remember and bring that concept into light of it welcomes you into your present space and moment. It welcomes into your body and that awareness of, oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're kind of moving with a pattern at a count, which is helpful or can be helpful. Others, if you're doing a faster power yoga, that same thing of you're moving, inhaling, exhaling, but it might not be a 4 and 4. It might be a little bit faster. You might be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, as you're moving through power yoga and strengthening. Some vinyasa classes, they might set you up and you might start with the instructor. And then they say, okay, do your sun salutations on your own, 3 times, 5 times, 8 times. So these are all different ways that you can go through and move through vinyasa along with so many others. But this is a concept that we're going to kind of bring into light and mind for our practice today. So we're going to go through some sun salutations, adapt as you wish, as your body calls you to. And then after we get through that warm up, we'll do 3 of them. Then, well, it'll really be 6 because we'll do 3, like going through like 1 round, 2 round, 3 round. And we'll do right, left, right, left, right, left. And then we'll go into a pattern stretch of, we're going to go through a few moves on the right side of body, reset, and go through a few moves on the left side of body. And that will be today's practice. So time has been quite liquid over the past few days for myself. So that's how we're going to roll with this flow today. If you have questions, of course, reach out to me, let me know. Or if you missed a class, you're always welcome to join and in on the Smiles community, and you can find replays there. So we're going to start standing today. As I mentioned, I tend to go sideways just so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to kind of begin towards the top of your mat. I am adjusting because I have things here in this space. So I have to be very careful about my arms and things. So I always say more so kind of do as you kind of hear me guide the way versus not so much what I may look like today, because I may bring myself out of alignment to watch out for the hoop. I do and practice Lyra. So if you have questions about that or you're wondering what this setup is, feel free and to ask a question. I can answer that for you also. Lyra is more like aerial, or you're up in the air doing tricks and flips and stretches and things on the hoop. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get started with a little warm up into the body, welcoming ourselves into center and place before we get into the sun salutations, the 3 rounds. Just breathing. So this could even be a beginning, a warm up for you. This could be your whole workout, or maybe this is your post workout. So I'm just going to check in and welcome our feet to the mat or ground underneath us. Inhaling, that pelvis is going to kind of tuck in. You're going to bring awareness to your belly button. Welcoming that, we kind of say we're bringing it into the spine, which is just code for where we're kind of engaging the belly button and toning and bringing awareness to our abdominals, our center, our core. And as you're breathing and welcoming that awareness, you're going to find that place. The arms are at sides, palms are going to face forward. Inhaling, exhaling. Stay here. I'm just going to make sure that I close out some things on my end because I don't want. Oh, there we go. Okay, I don't want to have a phone call interrupt. So finding that standing, inhaling, exhaling. If you're breathing through the nose and exhaling through the nose, you're going to start to welcome an awareness, possibly inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, or inhaling and exhaling through the mouth, just for some cleansing breaths here. And for our sun salutation today, it's going to be that, Uttanasana, that mountain pose, to forward fold, to hopping or walking the legs back, chaturanging, and then lifting up. So, and a few more cleansing breaths. And then when you feel ready, you could have that awareness on breath. We're going to welcome and start to bring in that breath and body awareness. So moving as you breathe. So we're inhaling, the arms are going up. We're exhaling, swan diving, knees are possibly bending, forward folding. Now continually breathing as you welcome your body into your Uttanasana or forward fold. The head inverts a bit. We're going to start off a little slow for the first one, bending and unbending the knees. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. So start to lengthen the back, tail goes back, crown forward, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Hands are going to find their place on floor. Hop, skip, or walk the feet back. You're going to find a plank here. And then either knees come to floor or chest comes to floor first. And then rest on belly. We're going to go ahead and hands are going to be at sides in line with chest. We're going to lift up for just a cobra here. Now you could do a little baby cobra with vision just past the mat. Or if you've already warmed up today, you're more than welcome to go into a higher cobra. The shoulders are away from the ears. Stretch, release. Now here, when we lift up, this is something that we talked about in that class, and it was that awareness of you're lifting your belly first. And so you're not going to roll down the body as we may have done in other classes. You're strengthening from the body, bring awareness to the weight distribution and strengthening your core also and into the arms and upper body. So you're lifting up the belly and rise to plank. And we're going to go ahead and find a downward dog. So our first downward dog of the flow, you could have the knees bent, breathing, inhaling, exhaling, arms are long. Find some movement here if you choose to, if you'd like to wag your tail or whatever is calling you. The hands are spread apart with the fingers, palms pressing into the mat. Vision is to the shins or ankles or feet. Then you're gonna go ahead, you're gonna take your vision forward. If you've warmed up already, you're more than welcome to hop, skip forward. If not, you're welcome to bring awareness to the right foot. We're gonna step it forward, find kind of a low lunge here. Left foot's gonna come forward. You're gonna find an Uttanasana where your head inverts once again. We're gonna halfway lift again. Exhale, Uttanasana, and then roll up. We're gonna go right into the other side. So the arms are going to raise past center up to ceiling or sky. Palms can connect if you choose. We're going to inhale, exhale, breathing. Inhale, exhale, Uttanasana. We're going to take it into the other side. So find your Uttanasana here. Breathe. Maybe you're still working on bending or unbending the knees. Or maybe you're allowing a ragdoll to come into play. Release when ready. We're going to bring awareness now to that left side. So you have that option to hop, walk, step it back. You're going to find plank. Now option to take knees down to floor or option to lower. Keep the arms in close. Make adjustments that you would like. Hands coming to sides once again. And option for that baby cobra. Or if you're further in your practice, option for a high king cobra. Rest down to belly. That awareness to that weight, that awareness into front of body, lifting up that tail, lifting up that belly. Rise. You could find your plank if the knees are still connected to mat, and downward dog. Once again, you could shake the tail, you could walk out your dog. We talk about adaptations. If the dog is too much, you could always find all fours and kind of move and wave and release here. You could take a low dog where knees are bent, or you have the downward dog. Take a few breaths here, settle into stillness. And when ready, vision goes forward, hop, skip, step that left leg forward. You'll find that low lunge for a moment. The right foot comes forward, Uttanasana. Breathe and roll up. Arms will stay by sides this time. We'll find some shoulder rolls. Breathe. Walk or wiggle, kind of anything out that's calling you. And now you're going to move through your sun salutation 2 more times. This is a little more self-guided in today's practice. So inhaling, exhaling. When you're ready, you'll start with your sun salutation. Swan diving into that right side, possibly. Breathing, taking a moment to feel the body. Moving while breathing. Don't stop breathing. If you're feeling a little more together, you have that option when you're ready to go into your feet back. You can find that chaturanga. Check in with the hands, belly to floor. Cobra if you choose, and release. Awareness. Plank, and then that downward dog if you choose. Breathe here. It is nice to still have the Uttanasana and downward dog tend to be those poses where they work you and strengthen you, but we do tend to still pause here. But when ready, hands go forward, maybe the knees bend a bit. Option to hop, skip into that front. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. When ready, rise. Arms are going to float to ceiling or sky. Little back bend, keep it moving until left side. If you haven't gotten there yet, Uttanasana. Find that breath, find that movement. When ready, hop, skip, or take it back to chaturanga. Knees, chest to floor, find belly, cobra. And return to floor. awareness, strength like a push-up. Finding the strength, remembering to breathe, adjusting your downward dog, checking in with the body. All of us look different. Our bodies are such the same, but so different and unique. Vision forward. Uttanasana. Option for that halfway lift if you choose. And when ready, roll up. This time the arms stay to sides. If you're on that second round, maybe a shoulder roll, adjusting the feet, the back, the body. Breathe. Take a moment for what you need after that second sun salutation. And when ready, we'll start with number 3 if you haven't already done so. So you're bringing into the awareness that right side. Notice my landing. I'm landing more so for chaturanga. So my body's not quite in plank. I'm connected with the toes and feet, just something to bring awareness to. And then I come down to mat. Find my cobra. Maybe you've noticed some parts and pieces of the body are opening up a bit different. Finding my downward dog. Calves are feeling a bit more stretched. Vision. And this is something I'm still working on too. So something where my knees are holding up. Would still like to kind of turn out when I'm coming forward. So just bringing awareness to the knees, and I'll show kind of a nice way to bring that awareness into the body on this last one on the left side. So finding that left side, moving through, step, hop, or find your chaturanga, knees, chest to floor. Make any adjustments your body's calling for. No need to rush. No need to worry. That awareness. And my downward dog. Now this awareness, something if you're in training of working with your alignment. So I don't know why, that's kind of my body compensating. If I hop, my knees want to turn out. Very interesting. So a way that I've been training myself is I just do little hops towards the front. So I focus on the awareness of the knees, and then I hop forward and see where they're at. And then I hop forward and see they still kind of wanted to go out. I'm not sure what that means. And another adjustment is my hands, instead of them staying flat, I may have to lift onto the fingertips. It's just an interesting process there. So I find my Uttanasana. I'm going to take a halfway lift here. Fall into my Uttanasana with control and unravel my body. My shoulders are going to roll. Arms are going to stay down at sides. Adjust what I need, breathe. And then we'll all come together at the top of mat or close to it. Shake anything out and breathe. If you are in a safe space, feel free to close your eyes if you would like. Time goes so fast when we're here. And we're going to play with that a little more. So in that breath movement and with the legs, just bringing that awareness to body as you work on alignment and kind of see where we're at. So that might be the main jump in practice today. So breathe, inhale. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take the arms up. Inhale up, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale. Hands are replaced. And this might be an awareness that I start from when I'm going in reverse. So our hands are out in front of feet and legs. My hands are kind of wide at the mat. I bring awareness to the knees, and then hands are flat. And that awareness there, my big toes are together. As I jump back, I find awareness in my chaturanga. And here we're going to take a half plank. So we're going to bring awareness, bring left hand and left foot to the middle. We're going to drop our body to the left. Right arm is going to go up to the ceiling or sky. And we're going to bring it back. Find stretch in downward dog. After you return back to center. Vision comes forward. Hands are still nice and wide, fingers spread apart. We're going to bring the left foot to center. Right leg is going to rise, three-legged dog. And then it's going to knee bend, pull through to chest, right foot land here. You're going to find yourself in a low lunge. Once again, left hand's going to connect next to right foot. Raise that right arm, twisting towards the right, ceiling and sky. I'm going to bring it back down. Right foot's going to go back and a three-legged dog and down to downward dog. Let's find that awareness of where are our legs. You could bring big toes to touch, feet in center, vision forward. Now you could be like me in training and knees bent and hop close and kind of check in with self. And then find your Uttanasana, or you have an option to, of course, just walk it forward, Uttanasana, or that option to, if you are there and you're ready, there you go. Find that jump forward, Uttanasana, and when ready, you will slowly rise and unravel the body. I'll come back up to standing. So adjust, shake out anything you need. Find your support in your body and take a moment there. So I noticed when I brought my awareness, it welcomed me into the present moment, into my own space. And then it also did help my awareness of coming forward and my discovery, self-discovery through practice, right? I noticed this kind of uncomfort of my knees are going out so that they don't go in to my stomach, which is quite interesting. So I'm going to kind of bring that into awareness, maybe meditate on that later to wonder, what are they protecting here? If you're, someone who, is pregnant or just had a baby or something, that would be something that maybe that person's in awareness with because they want to protect their baby. But someone who's not, it's just interesting how the body does that. It's protecting my core, my abdominals. And so when I went forward and the knees were in to center, I could feel it come through the body. And it's such an interesting experience there. So something to ponder on for myself. And so maybe that's, the body's just always, doing what it can to protect itself. So quite the discovery. So I'll play with that a little bit more. But for now, let's take it into the opposite side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms can go through center or swan dive into Uttanasana, forward fold. Find your Uttanasana. Awareness on body. Adjust the hands and arms. Walk back, find your Chaturanga. And down. Find your Cobra. And release. We're going to go ahead. That lift. Whee! So we're going to find that lift. We're going to take our side plank to the opposite side. See where the hips are there. And bring it back to center. We're going to bring awareness to that downward dog. If you choose, either find a restful place or stretch the downward dog. Remember to breathe. Vision comes forward, left foot forward. Find that low lunge. Right hand connects the side of left foot. Having more discoveries over here about the body. And bring it back. Left foot, three-legged dog. And down. Downward dog. Breathe. Feel. Forward. And then I have an option to bring those two toes, big toes together. Work on my transition. Uttanasana. Halfway lift for me. You can, but you don't have to. Roll up. Take your time. No rush, no worry. Standing mountain pose. Arms are going to float up to the sky this time. Reach, 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 and stretch. Ajnali Mudra to heart. And we're going to welcome ourselves. Take your time. No rush, no hurry as you unwind. Coming back up to standing in mountain. Breathing. Releasing, letting go. Ajnali Mudra. Hearts, we're going to welcome our thumb into our sternum. Maybe find a hazy gaze or a point to focus on or closed eyes. Just feel the body. Notice any differences now than when we first started. Heart rate might be going, awareness on breath and body. Maybe you noticed some things in your body when you do side plank or downward dog or three-legged dog. With Vinyasa, it's bringing that awareness to the asana in the body, but not getting lost in it, letting go so much of, we would like to be in alignment, but we don't want to get caught up in completing the poses and not, kind of not, or not being in awareness with the body. So there, we're always looking to improve in our practice and our breath work and allow the revelations that come with that of just being and being in the present moment. And I am no different. A lot of revelations, a lot of things come up when I think about, like I said, me coming, making that leap forward, because in practice, it can be, we want to get through the practice and stretch and have that awareness on body and pieces and parts and what it can mean also. The physical body can be telling us stuff, the mental, the spiritual can be reaching out through our practice. And so it's, yeah, taking that time to reflect at the end. So if you'd like, you're more than welcome to release the hands, take a little shake or wobble of the feet. And what I'd recommend is, if you have a moment, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or an available amount of time after, to gently find and lower into a yoga squat or garland pose and take a nice moment to reflect, or a moment for meditation and shavasana. You could set a timer. Like I mentioned, if you have unlimited time, you're more than welcome to do that, test that out. Otherwise, at least if you may, take, 3 deep cleansing breaths with your hands in Anjali Mudra, once again at your heart. Maybe with closed eyes if you're in a safe space, or if you're out at a park, just admiring whatever is around you. A breath of renewal and rejuvenation. And I would like to thank you for joining practice today. May this ease you into the rest of your day with light, peace, smiles, and love. Namaste. So do what you may, do what you will for self. As I mentioned, if you have the time for Shavasana, please feel free to, take that time for self. If you're like me and you're still interested now in kind of exploring your body, what did this practice bring into light? From the breath work to the movements to things that your body naturally does to compensate or to protect itself, and welcoming the alignment, the awareness into the moves that we're moving into, slowing down, maybe back to that hatha, going from 4 breaths to 8 breaths again in your inhale or exhale, or just exploring how it feels in certain asanas. Sometimes, like, I'll notice, like, this is a popular pose where people are feeling the openness of their hips. They'll take one hand down and rise and hold and breathe. They'll take the other hand down, rise and breathe, and then find garland. They'll take a warrior and play with the arms. There's so many different asanas just to get more of an understanding of self. And as you move through those poses and asanas, and then you kind of figure in the breath work, it just is amazing where this practice can take you. So even if you have time to roll through that again, feel free to replay and watch it once more. Otherwise, as I mentioned at the beginning of class, definitely reach out with questions if you have any. And if not, you're more than welcome, of course, to ask the world outside of you, the universe, source, whatever you may call it. And wishing you a fabulous, fabulous rest of your day. So thank you. Take care.